Welcome to Coffee and Candor. This is Chris.
Ross. Sorry, I was looking at something that's made me a little afraid about the whole Clinton thing now.
Fucking looking at porn. That's what you're looking at.
No.
They're Instagram models.
Yeah, my bad.
Brandy.
And Amber.
Holy shit. What were you looking at that scared you so much you couldn't remember your name?
All these accidental deaths.
Oh yeah, no, that's coincidental.
Like, I looked over at Ross and he was literally like,
All right.
Speaking of accidental deaths, what about the man who accused Kevin Spacey of sexual assault?
Oh yeah, died 1 month before he was going to trial.
And look what I have a picture of.
him and a Clinton.
Who was he hugging?
But like, I don't feel like this. I don't feel like the Clintons care that much about Kevin Spacey.
Oh, but they would.
I don't
they
think
would
if he has a favor.
Yeah. Or if he has information that would be incriminating to them, because I don't give a fuck what anybody says. Nobody has 56 friends that commit suicide. No one. And they sure do have
a lot of Benadryl.
or 50. Okay, we need to tell everybody about that. I'll tell.
I'm a terrible person.
Yeah, well, everybody knows that. So before we start, let us preface this by saying suicide is not good, nor is it funny.
Never.
That
You
being
eat my pumpkin bread, I'll kill you.
That being said, we know this individual. Her grandmother committed suicide. That in and of itself is
terrible.
Is horrible, and you know that's just a horrible situation. However, the way she did it is something that we need to discuss. She did it by overdosing on Benadryl. Now, that also isn't funny until you get to how many you have to take to die. And that number is over 500. What is it? You said like 560?
Well, I mean, technically it could be like 200.
Yeah, we don't know the number.
It could be
400.
61.
We don't know what it took.
It could be 61.
We know.
She tried.
She
She
tried
tried
and
with
she took
60.
and that didn't work. So then, like, she lived with her family then, and they, like, found her before it was too late and all that. And then, so I guess she was like, well, fuck them.
So it could happen if there was no
yeah, nobody intervened. We don't know.
So instead of taking 100 or 200, she just went
She's like, well,
She was committed.
Yeah.
600. Yeah. I mean, that is a lot of commitment
Yeah.
because those fucking things
560.
Those things come in the foil back.
I figured she probably got the bottle.
Oh, well, you mean like the liquid?
No, the bottle of pills. I got
you
one
can
out
get
the car.
caplets in a bottle.
Oh, I didn't know you could do that.
Yeah, they're big too.
Probably
I mean, you get
because
like 200 caplets.
because she'd spend 18 hours undoing those fucking
I'm
containers.
telling you, I would get bored and wander away before I could get that many taken.
Yeah, no shit.
Or fall
Two
asleep.
knocked me out for the day, so I'd be out before I was even done taking
Yeah, I
them.
don't know how
yeah.
you'd take that enough to kill you. Like, how would you be
You'd have
awake
to
that
be
long?
taking-
I mean,
like
sometimes I gag on a
handfuls.
fish oil pill.
handfuls at a time.
I mean, and like, she did it in the house. The first time she did it in the house with grandchildren in the house.
Oh my god.
I mean, it's just like clearly she was disturbed. I mean, it's really sad, but she was also very committed. I mean, because like they stopped her, and so she moved out, got in her own place so she could do it.
Wow.
I mean, that's a lot of.
She could have just gone out into a field somewhere. I mean,
Okay, that was a real downer, and that isn't actually what we're talking about.
But I mean, really, like, she spent a lot of money just to, like, really, like...
Yeah.
Well, of course, logic probably isn't.
Yeah, probably not her strong suit.
Yeah.
But anyway, what else you got? We got a lot of shit to talk about.
It's been a fucked up week.
Yeah, very, very fucked up.
Well, okay, first of all, there's that bitch.
Oh, the one that, yeah. Okay, so well, I can't remember her name, but the bitch that
Michelle
talked her boyfriend, some stupid whore name.
We're sorry if your name's Michelle. You're not a stupid whore.
Well, yeah. Well, at least we don't know. But anyway, she talked her boyfriend into committing suicide. She was sentenced. I don't know what she was actually convicted of. She was sentenced to what? 15 months, 18 months, something
like that.
Something just insultingly
low
short.
for what she did.
She got her parole denied, which I totally agree
and
with.
if you
Had an actual parole hearing.
If you don't know all the details on the case, we have done another episode on the whole thing, so just look that shit up, because she really coerced this kid. I mean,
Yeah.
it was some diabolical shit.
Yeah, it was cold, no doubt. And so her original sentence was like 15 or 18 months. She went in front of the parole board, the 2-person parole board, and they denied her parole. Good for them. And then some dickwad decided that it was a good idea to shorten her sentence for good behavior. She's serving less than a year, less than a year and a half when she talked this boy into committing suicide.
This boy she supposedly loved. You know.
And the reason was she wanted to be the grieving girlfriend. What in the actual fuck?
That's some like sociopathic diabolical shit.
That is cold. I mean, that is bad cold.
Wow.
And I personally think that her ass ought to spend the rest of her life in fucking jail, but they didn't ask me, so there's that. Wow, that went quick.
Yeah.
What else we got?
She's a piece of doo-doo.
Oh yeah, definitely a piece of dookie.
Reading this, young sisters among 5 family members found dead of suspected murder by witch doctor poisoning.
Oh my God, where was this at?
And a 1-year-old was found alive laying on the grandfather's chest.
You would think that a witch doctor wouldn't have to poison someone. You would think that he would be able to
read through the article.
Like poke him in the eyeballs with a...
And apparently they were out in the wilderness because they said the 1-year-old baby survived in the wilderness after 5 family members, including 2 children, died of suspected homicide. And they said the baby was out there, I think it said for at least 36 hours or something.
I'm still hung up on the witch doctor part.
I'm still hung up on where did this happen? Like,
how do they know it was a witch doctor?
Because he's had it on his business cards.
Oh, okay. Well, yeah. No, that totally makes sense.
Let's see. I think it was somebody they knew. They'd been visiting the area where they used to live. He was known as a healer.
Healer witch doctor. What the fuck?
Ish. Healer-ish.
I don't know. It was a developing story, so I'm going to have to look up the rest sometime later, but... Yeah.
His card says healer of sorts.
Healer-ish.
And someone says, I never saw anyone or any family so much into witchcraft than my in-laws. I used to see my in-laws and other witch doctors making a doll from dough and poking needles in it. I always took my daughters away to the bedroom. My wife and daughters were obviously also dragged into it.
Boy, that must be so. That might. See,
I'm thinking this is some third world shit.
I'm wondering why
it was in PG.
Why the wife didn't feel compelled to mention that to her husband when they were dating. Be like, hey, third date. By the way, my family's into witchcraft.
We got this weird fetish for witch doctors.
I mean,
we have a local witch doctor.
If she was raised into it, she probably didn't think it was anything unusual.
Everybody has a witch doctor on staff.
Yeah, man, I think that still might be like, I don't know how it is with your family.
Now,
but we have a family witch doctor.
In my head is, I call the witch doctor, and this is what he said. He said, ooh ee, ooh ah, ooh ah, wada wada bing bang. That's all I can think about. I need to sleep, y'all. I'm delirious.
Which does make for the best episodes, though.
Shit.
All right, what else we got? You're the one with the list.
You're the
man.
research person.
Y'all can come up with stuff.
Yeah, but no, you actually had the list. There was a whole bunch of stuff on the fucking thing, and we said, let's talk about this. We need to talk about this, too. And we all said, yeah, that's a good idea. Nobody fucking knows now.
I know.
I have lots of stuff. What
Let's
about
pull up
Aaron
our
Carter?
group chat.
Ooh,
that was some fucked
yeah.
up shit. So who do we think's the crazy person there?
Ooh, I don't know.
See, and that's what I was telling Chris. He could be a big druggie because of abuse he went through. But at the same time, should we listen to anything he says? Because he's
not a very reliable...
Yeah.
Yeah, that's like... because, okay, the thing is, Aaron Carter is saying that his sister, who's now dead... and
what'd she die of?
I don't know. And...
Aaron Carter's sister is dead?
Mm-hmm. They have...
The one that he claimed abused her?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. She was the older sister.
The older sister, and Nick Carter abused him his entire childhood. Nick Carter, the Backstreet Boy.
Yeah.
Now, he didn't say what kind of abuse.
Yeah, he didn't.
He didn't say sexual abuse with that. He just said abuse. So,
yeah.
So that could have been
open.
That could have been flicking his ear every morning or something.
Right.
It could have been.
And the thing is, and like Nick Carter and his wife had to file some sort of a restraining order against Aaron Carter because he had said something. Apparently, she's pregnant or was pregnant.
Threatening Nick Carter's son.
The baby.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Killing her and the baby.
So clearly he's got issues. So like Amber said, I mean, I hate to say anybody's lying about something like that, but
well, I hate to say it too, but occasionally I will make the statement that someone may be less trustworthy than we believe.
I mean, you have to think. Okay, this guy's living. The older brother, married, family established, living a normal life. So, is he a more reliable witness than this one spun out on drugs and like she said, maybe he has those problems because that's how he copes with what happened to him, or maybe he's saying those things happened to him because he's out of his head on drugs, which to me, it's like, have there ever been other allegations? Like, has this ever been brought up? Because they've been under the public eye a long time. God, because wasn't Aaron Carter, like, from the time he was little bitty, like on Disney and shit?
Yeah, well, and also, she was watching a thing the other day where he's been caught in lies, like, about shit that doesn't
mundane
matter.
Shit.
Yeah, like knowing someone.
Like, if you lie about day-to-day weird...
Yeah, it was, what's her name? Tana... No, not her. The other one.
I don't know.
Paytas. Can't think of her name. Something Paytas. She's a YouTuber. He lied about knowing her, and they had known each other for like 5 years or something.
Yeah. He said he didn't know her?
Yeah. So...
Yeah, so,
That's weird.
If you're going to lie about little shit like that...
You'll lie about...
Everybody's It's totally possible that that maybe he felt like he was becoming irrelevant,
and this is a way to. I mean, I hate to use that card, but you never know.
Yeah, well, because with the way modern entertainment is, unless you're a hardcore movie star or something like that, if you're in any kind of shit like. And I know that we're not way up there with motherfuckers like them, but like we are, where it's day-to-day entertainment or YouTube or things like that. You have to be on it all the time, and if someone's not talking about you, you're fading.
And the thing is, like, in that kind of notoriety, any attention is positive attention if you look at it that way.
Yeah, I've never been a big believer in that, but I've seen it too many times. The whole, there's no such thing as bad press.
Right. I mean, it's a saying for a reason.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't particularly subscribe to it, but see people that do.
I know he's been on YouTube going live, and he's been Trisha Paytas. He's been him and Trisha Paytas have been doing videos
live together, and then he said he didn't know her.
Yeah, I don't remember how far back he said he didn't know her, but they did know each other. And now they're together, and they've been doing these videos, and he said something...
Like together, like a relationship?
Well, he said something on one of the live videos about leaving all his side girls alone because he only wants to date Trisha Paytas.
How classy.
And then, like, the next day... This is when they were live together. And then, like, the next day, he goes live by himself saying he doesn't want to be in a relationship. So that right there...
So he's just really all over the map.
Yeah.
And I mean, something made his brother think that there was a chance that he might try to do,
Yeah, he said it.
Well, but I say I'm going to kill you, Chris, at least 3 times a week.
But he also had talked about turning. Apparently, he has quite a few firearms,
AKs.
Oh, okay.
AR-15s, AK-47, shit like that. And he had also either talked about or did turn those into some authority.
There was talk about authority coming and taking them, and he was like, "No one's taking my guns." Blah 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 blah. And then again, like the next day, he goes and
he voluntarily
goes to them and says, "Take my guns," and they're like, "No, I mean we're not going to take your guns. It's okay.
See, all right,
you can keep them." He's like, "No, take them."
Right,
and at that point, I don't know if they did or not, but at that point,
I think they did.
They very much should.
He wanted them. He wanted them to take them, like put in storage or something until.
Because if somebody goes to the police and says,
I gotta say that's kind of responsible.
Yeah, if somebody goes to the police and says, "Hey, I think you need to take my guns from me," the only response by the police should be, "Okay."
Yep.
And
because I mean that's a. I mean, if that happened more, maybe there'd be less of this bullshit. I mean, that's a really, because that couldn't have been easy.
No.
But I mean,
so see, I think he's saying this crazy shit when he's on drugs.
And then he comes back.
And then he's off, and he's clear-headed, and then he says something else.
Or he could be like bipolar.
And self-medicating with the drugs.
Or he could be on medication, and he's saying the crazy shit when he's not on the medication.
Well, I know that one video with him and Trisha.